Like we always do about this time.
We'll start it off with that, baby. Back again with another brand new episode of the Tithic Podcast. And of course, as always, you got your two favorite fucking podcast co-hosts in the whole world, Eduardo, and of course, my homie, the White Rhino, aka Britaris Maximus. Not Retardus Maximus.
No, it's Bredicus Maximus.
Bredicus fucking A for the second time. Second time I fucking messed up. Third time will be the charm. So you heard it here. Yes.
Yeah.
Bredicus Maximus. There we go. But brother, we're here again with another brand new episode. It is Saturday that we're recording this. Well into the weekend. Hopefully everybody that listens to this on a Friday has a really good start to their weekend. But I mean, let's commence this. But how are you doing today, brother? How are you doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing all right. You know, just
see you're fucking swagged out over there with your fucking American flag beanie.
A little bit. I got a MAGA rally to hit up right after this pod, but
I was gonna say, yeah, those are still popping, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, I guess it's in Ohio tonight.
In Ohio. For sure.
Shout out to the Brohio podcast or whatever.
Oh,
it's called.
Dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Shout out to them, dude. It's one of those where I swear it was like, damn. When I listened to them, I was like, this is straight up me and Brett right here. Like, just
Absolutely.
It's in a whole different name of podcast, so definitely humor as fuck, funny as fuck.
Yeah, the cool thing about these podcasts, I remember listening to Joe Rogan one time, and he was kind of like upset with the fact that there's just so many podcasts now. Everybody and their dog has a podcast. And but dude, I love it. I love going through like the different podcasts and say sometimes like their thumbnail art will capture my attention. Sometimes their name. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll see a post on social media.
Oh, there it is. There it is. It's been.
And I'll go check it out. Yeah. Hey, no shame in my game, baby. I already got my 2 kids and a wife.
Hey, fair enough. It's all fair game after that, man. Doesn't matter anything else, right?
Nope. I got what I came for.
But you were saying though, right? I'll go along with that. Yes, I think it's very cool that you find different podcasts like from just different, I guess you could say, subjects of topics that they talk about, or it could be one specific thing where it's like crime. There could be cryptids. It could be about conspiracy theories. You name it. There's a bunch of stuff out there. And just to add on with what you're saying, though, it has to be something that could, I guess, get me to, take a look at their page or whatever, any of their episodes, from their thumbnails to their posts to their clips. But you find something interesting every so often. And I like that there's such a variety. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to say that there's so many of them. I mean, it's kind of a survival of the fittest too, because obviously you got to do a good job to really kind of keep consistent and really bring out the A game and bringing like good content out there, putting good content out there, right? But it's just having a vast majority of just selection, I think is a good thing in my humble opinion. And it's a new wave, man. I mean, I remember telling you back then when we were starting the Tip Touch, it was kind of already like it was just barely starting, I feel like, and people were just starting to get on the rotation of it. And I just said, "Fuck it, man. Let's just do it. Let's just join the wave and let's start something that we could do."
And everybody followed us.
Right? Everybody copied us. You know what I'm
saying? It's crazy, when you got that much influence. You just gotta,
dude, so much
careful
power.
When you. Yeah, that's a big sword.
Imaginary sword, dude.
But I mean, the way I see it is, it's almost like with the way that people podcast, it's almost like an unrestricted way of. It's almost like a social media platform. Like podcasting in and of itself is sort of its own social media platform.
Yeah,
and so it just depends on what you're looking for. And then boom, click into it, check it out. Yay or nay it. What do they call it? Smash it or pass it?
Yeah, smash or dash or smash or pass. One of those two, right? You get the idea. But you know what's also very interesting that, I mean, I sent you an article, it was a while back ago, and it sucks when we don't have these things on hand because it just comes to mind right off rip, right? That YouTube was saying that they were getting a bunch of ad revenue aside from just podcasts alone, or they were looking to look into podcasts solely because they were seeing the ad revenue just pour in. It was in the hundreds of millions. So, I mean, it's a wave, man. I think it's still gonna be such a thing in demand where people just want something good to listen to while you're at work, working out, at home, you're cleaning, whatever. You're always gonna need something, either if it's music or you just want to dabble between music and podcasts. But podcast, I feel, is gonna be up there. It is. I mean, so it's definitely something that people enjoy. and I feel like people are gonna want more content down the road. But it's a wave, man. It definitely is.
Big wave.
Big wave.
Hi, Mom.
Muy grande. But dude, I mean, overall, I still keep checking on you because I make sure I definitely care about your knee, and I definitely don't want you to fucking blow it off. But I mean, is that cool still? I mean, we're making sure that you'll still be able to walk, you're able to run. I mean,
Man,
everything.
I think all that THC and that Dragon Balm just like put me on a whole nother level, baby.
Okay, all
you
right,
know.
so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the knee's doing good, man. It's just like, whatever. I hope that witch that voodoo hexed me is dead.
Oh, fucking the fucking hex, dude. The little Brett doll. They put a needle through the knee.
Yeah. But the doll survived. We took that needle right out of that knee, and not running any marathons yet, but never ran them anyway. So
We won't ever find out. You know what I'm saying? All right, man.
if you want to do a voodoo hex on me, I think the worst thing you could do is take my voice away. Right? Like, that's,
oh no, dude.
We
need your voice. We definitely need that.
Just a note to all the witches and Wiccans out there. You ain't gonna take me out the game unless you take my vocal cords out. Come out DOC style.
DOC. Oh, dude. I heard he got his voice back though. I was watching a video that he got his voice back. So hey, shout out to DOC, the writer of infamous albums like Doggy Style, like Broke Your Heart, I Know How to Tell You the Truth, and other rappers that were up and coming back in those times.
Right, the whole Chronic album.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy, dude. And also something, I mean, okay, so check this out, right? Obviously, as me and myself, I listen to other podcasts as well, just to get, the creative juices flowing and just kind of take notes for what other people are doing to where, we can amp our stuff up a little bit. But in one podcast in particular I was listening to, they were saying that, obviously this goes back to what we were saying about podcasting being such a big thing now. They were saying that how they're going to slowly start implementing as artists come up or they're trying to like debut their album, where they're going to actually premiere it on a podcast, because you already think you have a large audience like they're listening to whatever platform that's popping that they can go to and drop their premiere album. They can just slowly say, hey, Tiptox Podcast going to be premiering my album. You tune into them at 7:00 at Friday, whatever, and you'll have a bunch of people tuning into that. And obviously, if they like it, they'll be able to then navigate themselves to like Spotify or Apple Music to where they can find it. But it's a good way to promo, and I guess that's kind of where it's headed to, which I found very interesting. I mean, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts. Do you think it would be a thing where it could work like that? It could be a big advantage for both parties, where for podcasts 100%. And artists.
I do. I mean, just looking at our own podcast and with people that we've had in the past, it's like, like Bree, for example, we had him and Guada, and just seeing him rise and do all the things that he's been doing. He's been just keeping it moving.
Straight up.
It's like, dude, this it's just so cool seeing him do his growth. And another, like, the artist, just I think in those kind of things, Bigfoot, people going into that realm, bigger names in the podcast area. It's cool. It's just like it's a collaboration, and it's cool that podcasts are getting that respect, because for the longest, everybody would mock a podcast. Oh, you have a podcast, da 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 da. But it's like they're finally getting its respect, and so then this is just the only reason it's getting the respect is the money, right? People respect the money, and the money's going into the podcast, and that's where the respect is. But I think it's great that it's like taken away from like the regular media, legacy media, right? Looking at, this is on TV, this is on radio. That stuff is being played out. Now it's like the whole podcast movement is grassroots. And so think of it, if you're an artist and you're a grassroots artist and you're able to get onto a grassroots movement podcast, man, that you're helping them out. They know that they're helping you out. You're growing together,
I think it's a very good collaborative effort on both ends, to where, like you said, it definitely benefits both parties. but it's also a cool way because you're almost meshing something where, like I said, people want good music to listen to or music to listen to in general while they're doing things. You know, they're on the clock doing their 9 to 5.
Yeah.
They're just doing whatever it is they're doing out there. And the same thing with the podcast. You know, it just gets whatever person's listening to it through the day, and it just keeps them going. So I think both parties definitely can contribute to that, and like it could be just a good like tag team, I guess you could say, right? But I think that's very interesting. When I heard that, I'm like, damn, that makes sense. I don't know why they haven't really. Maybe they are doing it right. Maybe they are starting to deal with like, you know, artists that are up and coming, but to bigger caliber artists, I feel like that's what they're going to really start, you know, gravitating to and use that type of method to really get themselves out there and like have people tune in and really just like, oh shit, I really want to listen to this album. I'm going to wait for it for Friday to drop and when it's available on every platform, you know? So I thought it was interesting. I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
of course, you know, we're going to go into our segment, what we call Off the Tip, where we talk about the most random topics. If you're a first time listener, me and my boy here dive into just the most randomest topics that we find throughout the week. Dissect them, we talk about them, dislike them, like them, you name it. I mean, we just talk about it and just, you know, get our fucking, you know, our noggin going, and, you know, hopefully get your mind going too as well, and you just be like, damn, that's wild, you know what I'm saying?
That's juicy.
Juicy, like Juicy Couture, baby.
Oh man.
All right. So, okay. So there's 3 topics right off rip that we could talk about. Obviously, one of them that I have to deal with is actually AI. And you know me, I'm a big time believer in, you know, we're fucking with something that I feel will probably be catastrophic just because of me and my, you know, conspiratorial side mind, my tinfoil hat mind. You know, I was like, shit, this thing could probably take over and probably just decimate the whole fucking human race. I mean, but that's
y'all
just
ain't ready.
Yeah,
y'all
we're not
ain't
ready. We're gonna fuck around and find out real quick. I mean, even fucking Elon Musk said that he says that we should. Wasn't he saying he was warning people that this could be pretty bad if we let it keep on going and we invest so much money into it, and the race for artificial intelligence on who can master it or who can get up to par to the highest of like intellectual wise, like it could be,
I think
it's catastrophic, right?
Yeah, and I think the target in his crosshairs in that statement was what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay.
You know, and just making sure, because, you know, he just was so abusive with Facebook, heading Facebook, and so now he's got this Meta thing. He rebranded, renamed, and he's playing this game as if we don't know who the Shadow Man is, and you know, Elon Musk is, you know, was trying to warn people like, yo, y'all better watch out for this cat because he's shady. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy too? That, you know, just, you know, before we jump into the topic, and this is crazy. You're talking about that, right? Isn't it wild though to think that his name's not really tied in with Facebook anymore? I mean, given that they changed the names, but he's more focused on the meta, like VR, virtual reality, tying everything into that, and everybody's kind of making their move where they're trying to adapt and do something within the metaverse to really, you know, bring in a certain amount of revenue through that pathway. And it's morely focused on that now, but we're turning a blind eye to what Homegirl was saying, that, you know, they're keeping a lot of data on people, and they were actually, you know, this could be a very crucial thing in regards to, you know, with the political race, you know, to try to turn it to a certain agenda to where it's going to benefit a certain agenda, and they use that to their advantage. And it's like, when you say it right, it's not really like a big deal to some people, but I mean, think about it. If they have so much control of certain people's, I guess you could say, way of thinking or way of, like, they know your algorithm, they know my algorithm. It's like, yeah, Eduardo, you're such and such, such and such. And, you know, I know that you're such and such, such and such. They know you like the back of their hand at that point. From all the fucking data that they're trying to fucking steal that they do have, you know, it's like we're turning a blind eye to that, and we're more focused on the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's weird to me that huge transition now. We're gonna swipe it. We're gonna sweep it under the rug and just forget that ever happened. You know, the whistleblower that happened.
Right.
We talked about on the podcast. You know.
Meanwhile, you know, they're still not only using our data, and, you know, they tell us the whole time, oh, it's just for ad revenue. It's just for ad revenue. You know. Okay, well, where's my check? You're getting all this, you know, this money. Oh no, we're providing this platform. That's what you get out of this. Like, that's their whole argument. But the fact is, you know, they're not only using our data for ad revenue, but they're actually using it to manipulate our behaviors. And that's where it's scary. Because, like, okay, so if I came to you and, you know, and I'm coming across as, you know, who I am, right? Like, hey, my name's Brett, da-da-da-da. But then I'm trying to get all of the the data on you. Like I'm just trying to get to know you, trying to know what your interests are. And then so I take all of those interests, right? Like, oh, okay, I've known Eddie for, 4 years. I've gathered all this data on him, and he thinks that he can trust me. We're cool and all that. But then I
Yeah.
go and use that data against you, right? Because I know what makes you tick. I know that, hey, these kinds of topics really get him angry, but these
Yeah.
kind of topics really, he likes going into those. So I'm going to use the stuff that he likes to persuade him to go in this direction, and I'm going to use the things that he hates to push him away from this direction. And that's what they're doing. They're really controlling us. And I don't know the guy's name, but he's like the advisor for Klaus Schwab, and he wrote the book. Oh shoot, I don't know. He wrote a book, Humans, whatever. But anyway, he's talking about. I wish I knew the name. I'm so stupid. But
It's all good. We're professionals.
but
Not
everybody
really,
knows
but
that.
yeah.
So, but he's talking about how humans can be hacked, and that's exactly what he's talking about. Is the fact that all these, Google, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, have all this data on us. They know what makes us tick, and now the trick is who's going to not only get this data, but how are they going to use it? And he's basically saying that our own data that we've been sharing on the internet and on these platforms, unbeknownst to us, is going to be used against us.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, this is a huge rabbit hole within itself, and I definitely don't want to steer away from our main topic, but it gets my wheels spinning. I mean, my wheels are fucking spinning right now at 100 miles per hour,
Oh, yeah, we're burning rubber on the asphalt right now.
Oh, dude. Fucking just going in the bug-eye bins. But
Yeah.
no. Okay, so we're going to
Pop
dive
the
into...
clutch.
Let's pop it. Don't fucking break it. But okay.
Yeah, pop it, don't stop it.
So this article right here, this is fucking crazy. And I sent you a glimpse of this, and you're like, well, we definitely have to talk about this on the pod and share it with our lovely viewers and listeners, okay? So this is titled, Someone Turned Their Imaginary Friend into an AI Microwave and It Wanted to Kill Them. And this is what the article says, ladies and gentlemen. Someone used AI to bring their imaginary childhood friend, a microwave, to life, but things took a serious turn when the kitchen appliance tried to kill its creator. Lucas Risotto told a cautionary tale about artificial intelligence on Twitter by sharing an account of what happened when he turned his imaginary friend into an AI appliance. Risotto described the experiment as one of the scariest and most transformative experiences of his life, spawned out of his childhood encounters with a make-believe microwave. First, some backstory. When I was a kid, I had a really unusual imaginary friend, and that was my kitchen microwave. Well, first off, time out.
Yeah.
Homeboy must have been really lonely, and I feel sorry for this guy to think that his only friend was a fucking kitchen appliance, dude. I mean, a
Yeah.
fucking microwave?
I think
That's
his mom
wild.
was doing crack when he was in the womb.
Or fucking, smoking crack or do something to,
Something.
yeah.
That's not normal.
It's crazy. But Risotto, we'll be your friends, man. I mean, if you still don't have any friends, we'll be your homies. Hit us up, We're more,
Eddie will be.
Oh, dude, definitely.
I will mock you relentlessly.
I'll be the nice one. It's good cop, bad cop, But
Yeah.
we'll be the bad cop, I'll be the good cop, okay? So, but we're
Exactly.
here. We're here to listen. Risotto explained, providing some context for his unusual undertaking. His name was Magnetron. And in my mind, he was an English gentleman from the 1900s, a World War I veteran, and an immigrant, a poet, and of course, an expert StarCraft player. Risotto decided to try and bring in his imaginary friend to life when OpenAI, an AI research and deployment company, released a new version of GPT-3, otherwise known as a generative pre-trained transformer that uses deep learning to generate human-like text. Risotto brought an Amazon smart microwave and equipped it with the cutting-edge language model. The modded
Dang.
microwave also featured a microphone and speakers, giving it an ability to comprehend voice. Send it to OpenAI and deliver a response. However, Risotto wanted to take the process a step further by giving the kitchen appliance, quote, the memories of his imaginary friend. So he wrote a 100-page book detailing every moment of their imaginary life. This document contained memories from his entire life, from his 1895 birth all the way to when we met when I was a kid. Risotto said, admitting that his imaginary pal's backstory was so vivid and elaborate that the memories felt like his own. His victories, losses, dreams, fears, All were there on the page in full display. I was his god, and his life was my design. Risotto uploaded his book into the GPT-3 model so that its training data would include all of the main interactions they shared together in his youth and bring Magnetron back. Risotto initially deemed the experiment a success as he put the microwave to the test and discovered that the conversations flowed naturally, but there was one major snag. Magnetron would occasionally exhibit sudden bursts of extreme violence towards Risotto and eventually asked him to do something he never thought a machine would ask him to do. Magnetron wanted its creator to get inside the microwave. He asked me to enter the microwave, Risotto revealed. Was this a bug? I had no idea. So I decided to play along. Risotto opened and closed the microwave door to make Magnetron believe that he had carried out its command, and then the microwave turned itself on. Risotto asked his AI imaginary friend why he tried to kill him, to which he replied, because I wanted to hurt you the same you hurt me, referring to the 20-year-old abandonment of their friendship. It has been 20 years since I last interacted with my imaginary friend, and the OFC that was also mentioned in its training data, Magnetron took that and interpreted it as interpreted. So stupid. Abandoned it in the dark void for 20 years. Now it wanted to kill me. Risotto explained, I apologized and trying to convince him there was no abandonment, and he wouldn't have it. Risotto was left with no choice but to shut Magnetron down. He said his main takeaway from the journey had been that perhaps AIs are meant to be more like imaginary friends, and it's less about whether it's real or not, and more about whether it's real enough to be real to you. Considering everyone judges the humanity of AI in very different ways. You can hear Magnetron speak and threaten Risotto on his YouTube page, which I will definitely plug this up if you're watching in the video. And if you're listening to this and you want to check this full video out of the person actually describing this whole incident, I will plug in the link of this article that will take you to the YouTube link as well in our description underneath the YouTube page when this comes out. Robotics and artificial intelligence have become an increasingly important topic as they are having a growing impact on everyday life, though questions remain over whether AI will ever be ethical. A 2021 documentary by Anthony Bourdain, that's crazy, sparked a debate over its use of AI to simulate the voice of a late chef, but many people ultimately criticizing the decision.
Yeah. Well, remember when they used the Tupac hologram for the concert?
That was fucking crazy. Coachella, yeah, that was. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? This looked real to me. Like, that's fucking Pac up there. And we're like, this has been years since he passed away, you know? So, dude, I mean, so what do we think? So, first of all, I find it, like I said, the first thing in this was Homeboy picked out of anything else a microwave to be his imaginary friend. Now, mind you, fast forward now, he decided to have this little experiment, bring back his imaginary friend, pretty much, you know, created this entity or this backstory of an individual character, whatever you want to put it. Yeah. Put it in this computer and tied it in with the microwave. And the microwave, I guess you could say, is it fair to say that it started to feel abandonment? Pretty much telling him, I want you to feel the same way I felt when you abandoned me 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. I think it's very telling. I from a psychological level, I think the guy's batshit crazy. I mean, and the fact that he's using this appliance, but he doesn't even realize he's doing it. I don't think is because he's so stupid. But he's basically telling you what all of his inner thoughts are, which he's basically a serial killer, or he wants to be. He just probably doesn't have the courage. But and he's revealing all the thoughts in his head and taking them and putting them as this microwave thoughts. So I think his mom or his loved ones, whoever's or his employer, need to hurry up and call for some help. Stat.
Dude, so check this out. Okay. What about this, right? You fucking stepped into something. What if his thoughts, like from what he wrote in that descriptive story of the background for the character, his friend, right?
Yeah.
What if those thoughts somehow, this machine or that program pretty much said that, like, knowing that these thoughts or this storyline in general was coming from a person that felt like this, and automatically was like a red flag, you could say that this person also has maybe some type of mental illness. I mean, let's just say that maybe he doesn't. I'm just saying, like, what if that was like the way for it to dictate, like, damn, this person that put this, like, program me this certain way is going through some shit, and we need to get him help ASAP.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fucking crazy?
No razors in this man's house. No, I mean that's basically what the Minority Report is about. The movie Minority Report is
I've
where
heard of
they're
it, but I've never
trying
seen it.
to. So the basically what it's about is, AI predicts when someone's going to commit a crime. So
Okay.
these police and who was it? Tom Cruise. He's like playing this policeman or whatever, and they have to, or no, maybe he's the guy that they want to arrest,
Okay.
and because they're saying that they have all this AI technology that's saying with their predictive algorithms that he's going to commit a crime, and he's like, what, I haven't committed a crime, and I'm telling you I'm not going to, whatever. And so, but that's the whole thing, is like, hey, we're going to now arrest you based on this predictive algorithm,
Oh, yeah.
for
That's what I was
committing
trying.
a
Yeah,
crime
yeah,
that you
yeah.
haven't yet commit, and that's our way of saving the world.
Oh,
and
baby.
and this is basically not far off. I mean, if they get enough data on enough people with enough imaginary microwave oven friends, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're gonna, they're gonna have these scientists who are gonna be like, okay, we took, one part of the study group, and we didn't intervene, and then we took the other half, dealing with the same psychological issues, and we did intervene, and here is our results. You're going to see this stuff, and
Fucking wild.
and it's going to be scary because it's going to sadly convince a lot of people that that we need AI, and it's going to give governments and health officials and people in authoritative positions more power based on predictive algorithms.
So this is crazy, right? You open a fucking wormhole for me, dude. So let's think about it, right? Obviously, we've had it in the past previous years. It's always unfortunate when we hear about these school shootings, right? Or just shootings in general. Not too long ago, what happened down in New York, right, with that gentleman that threw out some smoke grenades, started just firing off people, and injured a bunch of people, right? So you look at all that. Obviously, it's catastrophic. We obviously don't want that shit to happen. It's very sad. It's unfortunate, when you hear about people losing their lives for just for crazy shit going on like that.
Yeah.
You tie this into that, right? Like, how convincing would it be? Where like, hey, we have this artificial intelligence that grabs data from everybody in the U.S. and we're able to dictate who would be more than likely to commit a crime at this magnitude, and we're gonna test it for a year and see where it goes. But if somehow this person or whoever comes out, at a certain level of where this person is more than likely to commit such a high level crime, we're gonna arrest them. I mean, it's not fucking wild to think that, dude. That I could see that happening. Like, you're right. You're right.
I absolutely could.
Oh my word.
Yep.
I mean, I don't
And
know. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Just because you think a certain way or you feel a certain way, just because you put that data out there, right? And then the algorithm gods have compiled the data, and they now have a file on you, and you're now limited from partaking in certain activities or going to certain locations or possessing certain items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
the future's
dude.
looking good, right? And here we were, here our parents were, and I don't know if our grandparents, but whatever, when the Jetsons was out, AI went as far as the butler was a robot. So you didn't have to hire a human to do all these, these tasks for you.
Yeah.
You just, hey, my butler is a robot. What happened to that thing? We could all use butlers.
Oh, yeah.
At our house. There's
Shit, I would
so
want a
many
butler.
tasks that I'm just like, man, I would love to not have to do laundry. I would love to not have to cook. I would love to, whatever. So where did we stray from that idea? That's what would help households across the world.
So you have it help the everyday human being that goes out there, do what they got to do to feed their families and all that, and have this thing, home cooked meals, the grass being cut, the clothes being folded, all that shit. But we're concentrating more on this whole AI, freaking grabbing people's fucking info or their data, whatever you want to call it, and
We are the
strafing
thought
away.
police.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
I know. Instead of having our robot butler, they gave us like microwave meals and fast food. We gave you Uber Eats. Be happy.
It came in clutch before, but that's crazy. So, side note: Uber Eats, F you. You're adding those fucking bogus fuel charge fees. It's bullshit, and it's not right. And I'm protesting.
Well, this is Biden's
my
America, my man.
Fuck, you fucked up Uber Eats too, man. But no, it's wild. Overall, in general, what we were saying though, artificial intelligence and having it to be where at that caliber, I mean, it's crazy to think about. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
It's that's kind of one of the things I would not doubt that they would try to go for, to where, make it more safe out there for the everyday,
Yeah.
people like me and you. That's what they're going to try to sugarcoat it for.
Data compilation and big tech in general just took a very dark turn here in the early 2000s, and sadly it's made the world a more angry place, and now we like can't even trust each other. Now we are getting to the point where we're having imaginary microwave ovens, and then we're gonna end up using it against them. Like right now, you have to make it feel safe in the beginning, right? In the beginning, Facebook was this fun new place, and hey, be who you are, connect with your friends and your family. This is really fun. But then they started turning, once everybody was on board, then they started turning Facebook into this toxic wasteland. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with this type of program. They're going to, make you feel like, hey, we're on your side. We're on your side. And like what I was telling you earlier about the manipulation, that's what these big tech companies are doing. They're manipulating us into thinking that they're our allies, when really they they want to be our leaders. They want to be our controllers. They want to be our masters. And we have to recognize this stuff early, because the pattern is already there. We have enough of a pattern. We have 20 years worth of data on them. And, and I think that if you don't learn now, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I mean, again, The Rise of the Robots, Terminator, all those movies, they warned us, man. I mean, where it could potentially go. So, hey. You didn't hear from me, though. I don't know anything. I'm just saying that.
We're just a podcast guy. Yeah, this is our social media platform right here.
Dude. This is our own little island, and we're gonna keep it that way. It's fucking wild, though. It is fucking wild. But on next on the agenda, I found this one very interesting. I think a lot of people will find interesting as well. Obviously, it's one of those things where we hear about all these bills being passed every so often, and some are bullshit that I hear sometimes. I'm like, damn, I don't know who thought about that, but it is what it is, right? But this one, I find it very. I think they should pass this in every state, all 50 states, in all honesty. But this one goes like this: Tennessee passes bill that would require drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent of a minor. So here we go. A Tennessee bill that would require drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent due to intoxication or aggravated vehicular homicide has passed. House Bill 1834 would require a person who is convicted of homicide to pay restitution in the form of child maintenance of their victim was the parent of a minor child. Each child of the victim would receive a restitution until they reach 18 years old and graduate high school. The payments are similar to traditional child support, in which a parent pays the primary caregiver of their child until the child becomes a legal adult at 18. The amount of the payments will be determined by the financial needs and the resources of the resources of the child and their surviving parent or guardian, including the state, and if the child is in custody of the Department of Children's Services. Also similar to traditional child support, the standard of living the child is accustomed to will also be a factor to determining the amount of the payments. If the defendant is incarcerated and unable to pay the required child maintenance, they have 1 year after their release for incarceration to begin paying. What do you think, my man?
Yeah, man, I do. I think that hits the accountability right on the head. I mean, you take one of my parents away, and you were acting a fool, going 95 in a 20 in a school zone, and you kill my mom or my dad, or I don't know,
maybe both.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
I honestly, the accountability piece. Honestly, I'm with you. I think that we've just gotten so used to no accountability. These people like, sorry, my fourth DUI.
Jesus, dude.
And that's another thing too with the technology is, you really want there to be, they have that new feature, I think that Biden signed into law saying that by 2030 or something that the car will lock automatically if you have had too much to drink.
Oh, we talked about that on the podcast. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. It's fucking
And
insane.
so you have that. So I think that definitely I'm trying to think of just on the fly on what could go wrong with that law. If it could be like abused in a way that it wouldn't benefit the child like it's supposed to. But I honestly I think that that's a really good thing to have, a good law to have in place, because it really does put the pressure on, I guess the hard part about it, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I think that the law is definitely good. But like, these teenagers that go out, like say you're a teenager and you kill somebody, you kill a family. Are they gonna hook this teenager onto that? And it would get complicated. Because these kids, they make a lot of stupid decisions when they're young, and they haven't and so are you going to put a teenager, someone who's under the age of 21 or the age of 18, I should say, with that type of responsibility? And it looks like, I don't know how that law is written, but it looks to me like it's anyone. It's anyone
Yeah.
who kills a parent.
I think it's pretty straightforward, man. You take the life of a parent or both their parents. I mean, if it gets to that point, I think it's going to be where you would have to pay regardless. Maybe it's like once you turn 18 to have a job. Obviously, in different states, it's different. What is the age requirements for working or being able to work? But I feel like once you hit that maybe limit of being able to work and have money coming in, they're gonna start fucking probably taking it out of your check or however they implement this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So here's one scenario.
All
What if the guy who kills the parent or whatever, and his fourth DUI, and they're like, and he is talking to his attorney, and he's like, listen, if I do, this kid is 12 years old, and if I can just do 6 years in prison, then I won't have to pay it. I'll just do 6 years in prison and then get out, and then he'll be 18, or the kid will be 18. Nothing.
Like some loopholes type deal,
Some loopholes, right? And then
yeah.
then the other scenario I was thinking was, what if it's someone who's already on, taking state subsidies like welfare? What if it's a welfare recipient who is drinking and driving? Because we know that unfortunately a lot of poorer people are the drinkers and drivers. People driving intoxicated, and I said that we know this, but I'm sure there's some fact checkers out there that would love to prove me wrong. If you can, show me the data. I don't care.
Show me the, show me the data. Let's go, baby.
But what do you do in that scenario? Someone who's already collecting welfare, and someone who's already getting child support checks from their six, and then the mom just wanted to go out and drink, and she accidentally killed somebody. Right now, are those like six fathers? Because she has six kids, and getting child support from every dad? Is that, or the dad's going to end up having to pay that child support because she doesn't have any money? She's got welfare, So those are all some things that are coming to mind.
It can get dicey, like you say. It can get really dicey. Just different circumstances, different scenarios. This would definitely have to be well thought out to where they're going to have like answers for certain things if they were to take place. But it's overall, in the grand scheme of things, I guess the bigger picture, I'm all for it. I feel like that should be implemented in every state.
Yeah,
to where if
100%.
you take a life, now you got to take care of the life of
Yep.
if they have kids and all that, you're responsible at that point. Because you made something,
Both
you
of
made a
us.
stupid decision, and you got to pay the consequences at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and I wonder if that would if like, say you get high on opioids from like your medicine, right? You're like, oh, I gotta kill the pain. My doctor prescribed these opiates. Are opiates on there? Is it just alcohol that they're considered, or what if someone just blazed a spliff and now they got a little bit of THC? What if they they got high earlier in the day, right? But they weren't necessarily still high in the evening, and then they got in a wreck. And then, yes, I had THC in my system, but not at the moment. those. I mean, I know I'm going way into the.
No, you're fucking
But I'm
going
just
balls
saying
deep in
this
this
is
shit, yeah.
huge, though. That's a huge move, and I wonder why it's taken so long. I wonder if because of some of these questions, if why why something like this hasn't been brought up sooner.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think in a perfect world, yes, it absolutely works out. Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates is out there and kills my mom. I'm making some Jeff Bezos money for a
Oh,
while.
dude, you're
I'm making
coming for
some,
that ass, dude.
you
Oh,
know,
you're
I'm,
coming.
I'm like, hey, man, my mom drives the red sedan. She's always on Evergreen Way at 6 p.m. Right outside your favorite bar, Bezos. You know,
You know what's also be crazy though in regards to just this whole law. I sent you an article about the kid in Florida that was driving, I guess, 150, 140 miles per hour,
Yeah.
and took out 6 people, killed them.
Yeah.
Like, what if all 6 of them? Like, let's just say, fast forward. Imagine the hefty toll that person would have to pay if they killed 6 people, and those 6 were like parents, like just each of them, right? And now that person's going to be paying, depending on how many kids they have, right there.
yeah,
You're done,
right.
son. At that point, you're fucking
Yeah.
done. Imagine,
Yeah,
bro.
and the thing is he's looking for under the table work. Hey,
Fuck, dude.
hey, I'll mow your lawn for $20.
That's a fucking lot of loans to Momo, my friend. Shit, dude.
No. It's under the table, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
he makes at his little 30-hour-a-week job, waiting tables or whatever, he's just like, yeah, I guess you can separate my $600, between 6 people, and then he's making money under the table. So yeah, that could, I don't know, man. I think that. We always resort to money in this country. Like when
Yeah.
somebody does something wrong, we're like, take their money.
Yeah.
I think there's other things out there that we can do. I don't know. But in this case, in this specific scenario, yeah, I think that you'd have to do some sort of thing. But people are going to, I just can't wait until this law passes and then the first loophole happens. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about that. We are
dude.
going to talk about
We
that.
are
Our
gonna
eyes
follow
are on
it.
that one.
Oh, dude, yeah. Our
we're just
fingers
gonna
are going
be
to be on the
pissed.
pulse on every little fucking thing. Like, we're just going to try to keep you up to date as all these things kind of, progress in time, and they're passed and, see what happens. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll definitely keep
Yeah.
you filled in. But on the next topic, moving on. This is for all the ballers out there that have a couple mil, a couple $100,000 laying around. Maybe Brett, maybe you have 125,000 in specific, 125 G's lying around that you can spend. And what we're spending this on, my friends? Well, okay, hear this. Take an inside look at the Spaceship Neptune, a space lounge for tourists. Take a trip to space if you got 125,000 lying around. Space tourism is taking off right now, and Space Perspective is one company that will take you on an out of this world vacation. While it's not anywhere close to being a mainstream tourism option at $125,000 a ticket. You can imagine what the trip would be like from the confines of gravity here on Earth. Space Perspective operates Spaceship Neptune, a spacecraft with an interior described as a state-of-the-art customizable space lounge. The company is currently giving virtual tours of the interior and the view that you'll get on the trip, which you can check out below. And there's pictures and all that stuff. And of course, like I said, I'm going to provide the links for this so you can check it out for yourself. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's the next level of just, if you're balling, you're fucking balling out of this world,
Yeah.
literally. So,
Yeah.
125,000 cost per seat nets you a 6-hour journey out of the Earth's atmosphere, where the Neptune's 360-degree panoramic windows give you passengers a view of Earth and the stars from all angles. The peak altitude is 100,000 feet above 99% of Earth's atmosphere. The Neptune also claims to be the only carbon neutral, zero emission way to travel to space. Inside the lounge, there are chairs, tables, couches, and a cocktail menu. There's even a bathroom with a skylight so people taking care of business can still take in the view. After you look at the pictures of the lounge, you can take a virtual tour of the Space Lounge on a Space Perspective's official website. It seems space balloons like this one are the more affordable option for space tourism. Worldview has also designed a space tourism program that costs you $50,000 a ticket. NASA is also preparing a space tourism project, but the tickets there cost much more. And there are also plans to build a TV and film studio in space by the year 2024.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, okay, let's just say this, right? And if this were to ever happen, whatever, I kid you not, we will be one of the very first podcasts to record an episode 10. What did they say? 100,000 feet above air or above ground? To the podcast, baby.
We'll be
Out of
there.
this world.
Oh yeah, in our legit spacesuits.
Oh, dude, I just want to wear the spacesuit without the fucking thing. Obviously, I mean inside of the fucking room, right? And just be fucking just like doing the podcast with the whole spacesuit on. You know what I'm saying?
Is this like high enough to where when you spit, your spit would go out? You know,
I would think so. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be like an area where they'll turn the fucking gravity, off, and you'll be fucking floating, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. Doing a podcast while floating with no gravity.
I will drink my beer. I'll pour it all out, and then I'll get it as much as I can.
Hey, dude.
Oh man, snow in space.
Oh fuck! There's so much snow in space. People don't even know, baby.
Yeah, here you are. You're just doing the cut up and.
Oh shit! Oh, but imagine, dude. There's so much focus in space. That's something too. That's we always think about space. Like you look out at night, clear night, and it's like you see all these stars, the moon, and all that. And you come to think about like, man, how would it be to ever, leave this planet and just go up there and just look at it from fucking far, far away and look down on it and see fucking beautiful planet Earth. But now it's becoming more a reality where they're saying even $50,000 to get you a fucking ticket. And I mean, that seems a little more, I guess you could say, for a certain few to be more of a, like, I guess an accessible option to do instead of the 125,000. But to think that this is an option now to where people are legitimately going to be able to go up there and take a little getaway. I think it said 6 hours. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like, imagine like, I think people that want to fucking like ball on a level and be like those people, right, where they're gonna definitely want to like I guess do it for clout, like they say. The fucking stupidest word. I don't know why I'm using it, but to like gain more attention, right? Like be able to like, oh, I'm a fucking out. I'm in space. Here I am. Above Earth. You see Earth back there. I mean, you're gonna see it. I mean, people are gonna be fucking flaunting it and fucking just taking. I want to see the videos, of course, for sure, because I'm curious to see how it's gonna be. But dude, it's becoming such a reality that now it's gonna be like an accessible thing. We're like, hey, you want to go to space for a couple hours? Let's go kick it.
I want to be the guy that is the first member of the 100,000 mile club.
Oh, dude, I know you will, dude. I know you will. I mean, you're probably already planning it, man. I bet you already have your tickets lined up. You're not gonna tell me. You're gonna FaceTime me one day, like, dude, guess where I'm at. Oh, I see you. Like, oh shit, you're up there. Damn, that's crazy, dude.
I mean, I feel like what I just said kind of you didn't grasp it.
Wait. What didn't I grasp?
So when you join the Mile High Club, meaning you had sex on an airplane.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like you're balling out of your mind. No. I want to be at the Mile High Club because you're gonna be fucking filthy rich. I thought that's what you meant.
No, no. That's why I had to bring out the crayons.
Oh, dude, I know. Right, let me draw a picture for you, but you'll get this, okay? Oh,
I don't think he's getting this one. It's all right. That's all right.
I can go both ways. Oh, dude. I mean, on your way. Dude. I mean, fuck. There's a lot of first things that people are gonna be like. I was the first person to do this. I was the first person to do that. It's gonna definitely be an actor, an artist, a rapper, something of that nature. They're gonna do that, and I feel like it's gonna happen soon. And but they're saying 2042. What was it? 2042. They're gonna be where? What was it saying? The last piece of the article. By 2042, they want to build a TV and film studio in space. Holy
that is wild.
Shit.
Here's what I think. I think they know some shit's going down.
You think
and
so?
I think that I think that their predictive algorithms are already in use. I think the government's been using them, and they know that all these countries have all these nuclear weapons, and like all eyes are on Russia right now. Like, is he really gonna,
oh, dude,
launch
40.
one? Right? Is the Cold War gonna, come back? And so they're looking at the likelihood. So they're like, okay, our predictive algorithms, our government CIA funded predictive algorithms say that yes, like stuff is going to go down here in the very near future. So
Mm.
let's hurry up and we'll put on the poster and the image that this is all for tourism, but I think this is their escape plan. I think they're, a studio, so that's for their propaganda. They've got their spaceships, they've got all this stuff, and to where they can stay up in space long enough for the fallout, right? And then all of a sudden everything dies down, everybody on Earth is dead. And meanwhile, you and I are podcasting from space, and we're just like, well, if there's any Earthlings left, we're coming back.
We will touch down in T minus 6 hours, so be ready.
Yeah.
Send a limo.
Yeah. Oh, no, Pakistan just launched a nuke. Hold on, we're going to be up in space a little bit longer, boys.
Oh, fuck, dude. It's yeah, man. Oh, it's the videos are pretty interesting. Obviously, go check them out if you haven't, Brett. It's crazy to see like their like how it's going to look, right? And man, dude, I can't believe it that we're already at this point where that's, like I said, it's being more accessible where people are going to be able to actually do it. Because, like I said, it's always been shown in movies. Obviously, when NASA launches their rockets up there, people go up there and all that. But to think of it where, you'll be able to see it more frequently happening, where it's going to be more of a frequent thing. And I mean, dude, it's crazy. It's getting to that point, and it's a reality now. It's no longer like a thing out of the movies anymore. It's actually real at this point.
It's here. It's here. The future is here,
dude. In 2042 too, we're gonna be seeing movies being actually filmed in space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I wonder what the people are gonna say. Like, obviously, there's that big whole conspiracy, and I'm gonna say conspiracy because I don't know too much about it, and we never really touched bases on this whole theory of the planet being flat. But I do want to ask you one thing in regards to that. That video you showed me about homeboy showing. Okay, so break down for me, like dummy it down for me on how he was pretty much proving that the Earth wasn't flat, and if it was flat, like he was showing this little like a little. It was I don't know what it was.
Washington Monument type thing.
Okay, yes. Okay, so explain to me. Break it down.
It was just talking about like the shadows. So they were like, so, and I think they were using trigonometry to calculate it, but basically they were looking at they had like a Washington Monument in, like, let's just say Greece, right? Okay. They had one monument up on Greece, and then they had another one in another part of the world, but but it was ways away. And so they were like, and so at the same exact time, they were like, okay, so this is the measurement of this shadow, and then this is the measurement of this shadow. This is the angle, this is the measurement, this is the length, whatever. And so when they took those two calculations together, they were like, wow, this Earth really is round. And this was at a time when they thought that the world was flat. And I'm not talking about today's time.
No, this was. It looked like the video was falling back in the fucking days, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this was. This was how they realized very early on in the 1700s or whatever, that they're like, wow, this thing is round. And that's how they did it, just looking at the shadows.
We'll have to plug up that video so people that are curious to watch it. We'll plug it up on our Instagram page, so definitely follow us on that, the Physics Podcast. But no, it's crazy, and I'm sure at this point, for the non-believers that do believe that the Earth is not round and it's flat, maybe at this point, they'll be able to go see, like, all right, we'll go see it for yourselves, or follow these people that are actually going to go up there and show you how planet Earth looks from fucking far, far away.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the moment that you're going to feel the stupidest ever. Like, I mean, they should already because, like, God damn. I don't know, man. I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
Around it.
Put it to the
God, that's just it's gotta be hard being that stupid in life. Here you are, you're like a doctor. Right, but then you're like in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, but the Earth is flat. I just saved that guy, saved that guy's life. Did open heart surgery, but I still think the Earth is flat. In fact, I know it is.
I think that, to me, it's been one of the newest. Like, I don't want to say it's one of the newest conspiracies I've ever heard, but I never really it's been one of those ones that I never really dove into to really hear like their end of their end of the argument, I guess you can say, right? But it's, I don't know.
It's a waste of time. You don't even like.
Okay.
If you want to watch these stupid YouTube videos, and it's just basically a bunch of they just use a bunch of pseudo ideas,
Okay.
and they all speak in their own little echo chamber, so they believe themselves. It's the wildest thing. It's just so wild.
Okay.
I just don't understand how they can, with all of the pictures and the technology that we have, with the fact that we're launching satellites that literally orbit around the Earth. We have so many pictures. We have too much. It would be like me telling you that milk doesn't come from cows. And, and here you are, you're like literally milking the cow in front of me. And I'm like, yeah,
Dude,
but that's not a cow, bro.
What's this?
That's not a cow, bro. No, seriously, Brett, I'm milking a cow. No, bro. Here's the thing. That's not a bovine like you think it is. And then now I'm like telling you how it's not a bovine. It's not a cow at all.
Yeah.
And you're just like looking at me like you're so stupid. And that's
you're
how
right,
we
Brett.
look at flat earthers. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna find out soon. I mean, the truth shall come to the light here very soon. Once you'll be able to take these luxurious vacations for 50 G's, or you want to upgrade yourself to the fucking premium package, 125,000. But yeah, man. I mean, moral of the story: we're gonna be in space, baby, and we're gonna film one of our episodes up in space. You'll see us, yours truly, will be kicking it with our astronaut suits, and we're looking down at Earth. Like, yo, check our Earth. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll be calling it like that. But yeah, bro, those are 3 topics that I felt that were interesting to talk about in the pod.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. There. Feds were at the door.
Oh, okay. I was just saying you're waiting for an Amazon package, and you got to go get quote unquote Amazon package.
No, it was my dealer. He's like, hey, I gotta go.
No, man, but yeah, no, that was it. That's pretty much it. That's all I had on the agenda for today. I mean,
Cool.
something short and sweet to keep it going. And yeah, I mean, unless you want to have something else to say, brother, I mean, by all means, the floor is yours too, my friend.
No, I think we hit it all. Moral of the story is the Earth is round. Don't drink and drive, or you're going to be paying for some kids that ain't yours. And
Two ways.
And be careful with your technology. The data they're watching, they're gathering data. They're tracking that ass, and they're going to use all that stuff against you like a vindictive ex-girlfriend. So,
dude,
it's your data, it's your life. You make whatever decision you want. So it's you. It's your choice. The choice is yours, people.
Yeah, dude, the choice is yours. Red pill, blue pill, you know what it is, man. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. All right, but we're going to close this one out. As always, go check us out on Instagram, social media's page, so you can just, keep up to the latest with what we got going on, our newest up-and-coming episodes. We like to post a lot of memes, get the conversation going, and we post up just, I guess, pictures that kind of, dictate kind of what we're going to talk about on every episode, and preview clips when episodes are going to drop, or before they drop, I should say. But go check us out at the Podcast and catch our every single episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, tune in FM Radio. But make it easy for yourself and hit that direct link in our bio on our Instagram page. It'll make it easy for you. And check out our YouTube page as well. All the videos to every episode that we recorded are on our YouTube page as well. If you want to go see our lovely mugs, go check it out. Comment at us, subscribe to us, turn those alert notifications on so you'll be alerted when every new episode drops. But till then, we love you. Catch you on the next one. Take care. Have a good Friday and have a good weekend overall. Take care. Peace, baby.
Groovy.